Hi dear students, today we are going to read a new lesson. Lesson number 7, A Boy's Best Friend. It's very interesting story that's about a boy who was born on moon as his parents were settled to moon. So this is a science fiction written by an American writer, and the story is about the boy. His name is Jimmy, and his family who was settled on moon. Jimmy was born on moon. He is greatly accustomed to the life and dangers on the moon. And there is another character, that is Robert. Robert is actually a robot dog. It is Jimmy's companion. His father decided to bring a real dog from the earth. He thought that the real dog is better than a robot. However, Jimmy was not happy to get a real dog because he had an attachment to robot. This story shows the relationship of a child and a robot. His father tried to convince him, but he refused to accept the dog from the earth, and robot was also happy on the boy's love. He also loved the boys. Now see the story of the lesson. We see what the lesson is telling us. Mr. Anderson said, "Where is Jimmy, dear?" "Out on the crater," said Mrs. Anderson. "He shall be all right. Robert is with him." "Did he arrive?" "Yes, he is at the rocket station." She was asking about the dog that is supposed to come from the earth, and so his reply that yes, he is on the rocket station going through the tests. Actually, I can hardly wait to see him myself. I haven't really seen one since I left Earth 15 years ago. So father was also excited to see the real dog, and this also shows that he has left the Earth before 15 years, and they are now living on the moon from 15 years, and he was also himself excited to see a real dog. "You can't count films. Jimmy has never seen one," said Mrs. Anderson. And she is expressing that Jimmy, he was born on moon, so he didn't see any real dog in his life because he is moon born and can't visit earth. That's why I am bringing one here. I think it's the first one ever on the moon. So he was thinking that this was the first dog who will come on the moon. "It costs enough," said Mrs. Anderson. She was worrying about the cost that would take on bringing the dog on the moon. With a small sigh, "Maintaining Robert is not cheap either," said Mrs. Anderson. And he replied that we have arranged a robot dog for the boy, and it's also not very easy, and it's also very it takes much cost to maintain that dog, as it's a robot, it's a machine, and it takes much to maintain him. So Jimmy was out on the crater. When his parents were discussing all that, the boy was out with that robot dog on his mission, as his mother had said. By Earth standards, he was spindly, it's mean tall and thin, but rather tall for a 10 years old. His arms and legs were long and agile. It's mean he was quite active. He looked thicker and stubbier with his spacesuit on, but he could handle the lunar gravity as no earthborn human being could. As he was quite accustomed the atmosphere of the moon, he could handle the gravity of the moon. But it was difficult for any earthly man to handle that. His father couldn't begin to keep up with him when Jimmy stretched his legs and went into the kangaroo's hole. It's just the expression how he actively moved on the surface of moon. Even his father cannot walk in such a way. The outer side of the crater sloped southward and the earth, and which was lower in the southern sky, where it always was as seen from the lunar city, was nearly full, so that the entire crater slope was brightly lit. So the boy was on the side of the moon where the light, as this side faces to the earth, and all the light, that portion of the moon was lighted by the light coming from the earth also. The slope was gentle one, and even the weight of the spacesuit couldn't keep Jimmy from racing up it in a floating hope that made the gravity seem non-existent. So the boy so quickly and expertly moved on the surface of moon, and it shows that there was no gravity issue for that boy. Come on, Robert, he shouted. Robert, who could hear him by radio, squeaked and bounded after. So that was the robot. He was in touch with him by the radio waves. He could listen the boy and he could respond to the boy. Jimmy, expert though he was, couldn't outrace Robert, who didn't need a spacesuit and had four legs and tendons of steel. Robert sailed over Jimmy's head, somersaulting and landing almost under his feet. So these are all the tricks and express the show of that robot towards the boy. And he didn't need any type of spacesuit as he was a robot, and he was more expert on walking on the moon, and he was just playing with the boy. Don't show off, Robert, said Jimmy, and stay inside. So as the robot was just playing, and sometimes he comes on the site and sometimes he go out of the site, so he asked him to come to straight inside. Robert squeaked again, the special squeak that meant yes, so he was obeying the boy. I don't trust you, you faker, shouted Jimmy, and up he went in one last bound that carried him over the curved upper edge of the crater wall and down onto the inner slope. The earth sank below the top of the crater wall, and at once it was pitch dark around him. Now he was on the surface of the moon. That side was not faced to the earth, so there was much dark on that side. A warm, friendly darkness that wiped out the difference between the ground and the sky, except for the glitter of the stars. So it's mean there was quite darkness. Only the stars were shining there. Actually, Jimmy was not supposed to exercise along the dark side of the crater wall. He was forbidden to go there on the dark side. The grown ups said it was dangerous, but that was because they were never there. The ground was smooth and crunchy, and Jimmy knew the exact location of every one of the few rocks. As he was born there and he was quite familiar of all the parts of the surface of the moon, so he didn't feel any type of danger. He knew each and every point of the space. Beside, how could it be dangerous racing through the dark when Robert was right there with him, bouncing around and squeaking and glowing? So there was also another thing that the robot was also with him, that could see even in the dark and that can mention any type of danger to him. So there was not anything dangerous for that boy. Even without the glow, Robert could tell where he was and where Jimmy was by radar. Jimmy couldn't go wrong while Robert was around, tripping him when he was too near a rock or jumping on him to show on much he loved him, or circling around and squeaking low and scared when Jimmy hid behind a rock. So this all that paragraph show the love of the robot and the boy. He always moved around the boy. He was connected with him by the help of radar. He could see everything and he could inform the boy about any type of danger. So he always moved around the boy. He had a good friendship with that boy. So half the lesson is completed and half we will see tomorrow about the love story, about the friendship of the